tour.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. That is the Coffee Company live here because it's post game, and we promised it yesterday. We're back on Tottenham on tour, the world famous home of Levy Gone. We're back after a good performance for a change. How wonderful it is! And we're cooking. And we've got Chef Boyard Dagul here, who's going to be cooking something up. We've got Chef Kauff, because there's already a Chef Kaufman, so I've got to be Chef Kauff.
There you go.
We're going to talk about Tottenham Hotspur versus FC Copenhagen last night in a 4-0 victory. Some very, very good performances. Finally starting to see things come together, and we'll talk about the performance, and we'll talk about how what I think was probably the best performance of the season as a team. But we'll get there. Okay, what we cooking today?
First of all, I just want to say good afternoon to everyone in the chat and everyone watches this afterwards. I will say I'm very proud today to open the Frank therapy session for all the Frankaholics. On a great performance, a great victory, a confidence-boosting victory. And yeah, we'll get into it. I am just very, very happy for Spurs, obviously, and then for Thomas Frank. So I'm very, very happy today.
Indeed. Without further ado, let's see who's in the house to take us through the show. Hopefully not. Before
you say hello to everyone, there's someone very, very special I just need to say hello to. His current name at the moment is Gav Davies. And I just want to say, well done. Loving seeing your tweets. Don't know if you're in Cornwall, Manchester, Dundee. You say Newcastle this time. Just want to say, great trolling. I laugh at it all the time. Big up to you, and I'll see you very soon.
Great stuff, isn't it? It's great stuff. Hopefully no one gets offended by me. Oh, it's what the kids are saying, isn't it, Brian? Every YouTube stream, there's no longer football conversation, is there? Everything's about cooking, and we're good at cooking. Chef Boyard Dagul and Chef Kauff, we're cooking something very, very nicely up here. So we're going to have a nice cooking session. But let's see who's in the house. We've got Graham Hills in the house. Good to see you, Graham. Hopefully all well, sir. Hopefully all well. We got Malwares in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully all well. Ediz is in the house. Good to see you. Stu Boy, our first YouTube member, clocking in for the day. YouTube member. Hopefully all well. Naya's in the house. Good to see you, Naya. Hopefully all well. And hopefully you're going to be doing some cooking soon as well. Good to see you, Naya. Hopefully all well. We have Andrew Gregory's in the house. YouTube member. Good to see you. We got Prasanjit Bahadur.
Back in 1 second. I'm still there. I'm back in 1 second.
I like the name. We got Scott M, the YouTube member. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully all well. We got James in the house. Yes. Indeed. We have Cookmeisters in the house. Not seen you in a while, Cookie. Hopefully all well. Yes. We got Craig O'Sullivan, YouTube member. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully all well.
Told you, boy.
Chef O'Sullivan's in the house. We're calling everyone chef. Everyone's chef. We got Angie's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Big up Benny Boy in the final boss. Hope you're both well. 10 wins in a row for my boys. They're playing very, very well. They're playing very well. Curly Norman's in the house. Good to see you. Hopefully you're well. Stephen Gallen's in the house. Good to see you. Hopefully you're well. We got Bill. Yes, I haven't been enamoured with what I've seen this season. Dagul knows my opinions. We have a better squad to be playing like an overweight pub side. Last night, credit where it's due. You will be very happy, Bill, because before the chance where Xavi Simons crossed the ball in for Kolo Muani, which should have been a goal. He should have finished it. Should have done much better. Xavi Simons rolled back the years to the early 2000s, and did the full Timothy Atuba flick in all its glory. It was prime Timothy Atuba came back, and it was beautiful, wasn't it, Dagul? Xavi Atuba We
Well,
like.
you can give Xavi another name because the goal that you just referred to with the attempt with Mwani's header. I was speaking to Ben Wee on Tottenham TV this morning, and I was like, that was a carbon copy of Christian Eriksen to Dele Alli when we beat Chelsea 2-0. Like, carbon copy. But obviously, Mwani should have done better. But Xavi, I mean, we'll get into everything. There's a lot to talk about.
Indeed. We have Ian Ferguson, YouTube member, the man that missed Micky van der Ven's goal last night. I'm cooking you, Ian. I'm cooking you, buddy. Because he was like, what? I missed it. It's like, how the hell did you miss that, Ian? I'm cooking you, mate. I'm cooking you. I'm cooking you all. Eva Man's in the house. Chubbas, good to see you. Hopefully you're well. Singularity's in the house. Ryan G, good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're well. Jason Bell, YouTube member, good to see you. James is in the house. Destiny 5. Destiny was excellent yesterday, I thought.
We'll definitely be speaking about him.
I was driving home. No excuses. No excuses. Disgrace. Disgrace. Let's talk about what were your overall thoughts of the game, Aki, before you, of course, were on the watch along of We Are Tottenham TV. The national team.
I'm going to talk about before the game as well, before everything. Obviously, the Chelsea game and the performance was totally unacceptable. I'm not getting into the fans and the Carriers. I'm talking about the performance on the pitch. And, because I will be balanced and fair, Thomas Frank got it horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. But what I will say with that as well, these players shouldn't need the mentality and a kick up the arse to play against Chelsea at home. That's one of the games in the season, like the filth, that you're like, right, we need to be on it. And it just wasn't. So going into this game, after I'm going to call it a nuclear meltdown. It weren't just a meltdown, a nuclear meltdown on Thomas Frank, which was, for the style of football, for that game, I can understand. But for wanting him out, completely ridiculous, like utterly ridiculous. So he had some big calls to make. And you know for a fact, if we'd seen the team lineup come out and it had started off with Bentancur and Paulinho, immediately the fan base on social media were around the ground, oh no, he's doing it again. Well, he didn't. He did tweak things. And a load of people going, oh, it's only Copenhagen. Well, it's amazing when it's Bodo or Doncaster. Oh my God, all I want to see is attacking football. We can't even attack against them. And then we do attack. And it's like, yeah, it's only Copenhagen.
Moving the goalpost too
much. It gets ridiculous. I said before, and I'll say it again, Mauricio Pochettino's first season, we were a deflected Harry Kane Aston Villa goal away from the Wolves closing in on him, and then everything started to change. This could be not the people getting it wrong when I tweeted it, going, "Oh yeah, it was only a pub team or whatever," blah blah blah. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a game where everything clicks for Tottenham, and the confidence will come playing that style of football. It may have been Copenhagen, who have beaten Manchester United in the past, are in the Champions League, and no matter what anyone says, from minute 1 to minute 90, whatever, the exact performance we all wanted to see. A resounding win with fantastic attacking football. I don't think, apart from obviously the Johnson sending off, which we'll come on to, I think every single player on the starting 11 put in an incredible shift. An incredible shift. And if we can't be happy, if we'd drawn or lost that game, everyone would be going nuts.
Yeah.
Now we've won it. We've got 7 points. We're 7th in the league at the moment, but obviously tonight's games could affect that. Still undefeated in the Champions League. For me, absolutely happy days.
Just keep going. Just keep going. See what we can do. We've got Lord Rodney Trotters in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, Dipstick. Yes, Timothy Atuba was indeed at the training ground yesterday, teaching him the Timothy Atuba flick. I was with my dad with Kemp with the two Kemballs yesterday. Big up the Kemballs. I was just like, it's Timothy Atuba. My man, I said it. My man Bill was going to be so happy. I know it was only Copenhagen, but still, you still got to beat them.
Here he goes. Here he goes. If we had lost, it would have all come out and all gone nuts. All you can do is beat the team in front of you. And there needs to be a turning point. People will remember, and I with Angus, Micky Arteta for the first couple of seasons was on the verge of the sack. Probably hadn't COVID and not having fans in the stadium saved him his job. Probably the same as Jose Mourinho at the time.
Yeah.
And there were times where Arsenal were absolutely awful.
Yeah.
And they couldn't buy a win. They couldn't do anything. They stuck with it. I don't care who that win comes against. Look what happened last season with Tamworth, with Leicester, with Everton, and previous seasons when we lost to Pacos de Ferreira, Mura, and all these things, and everyone goes nuts about it. But then when we beat one of these teams, it's ridiculous. And well said, Tango, but look, it isn't just lipstick on a pig. This is a changing point. But fair play, because I see you in all the comments, especially when I'm on We Are Tottenham TV or whatever, going Thomas Stank, which I think is uncalled for, whatever. But you and me disagree, but we get on fine. But fair play for people like him to come and say, yeah, do you know what? We look good. That's the most important thing.
Mm. They moved the goalpost. Dane Scarlett, we'll talk about Dane Scarlett at some point. We got Ryan's in the house. Good to see her. Good to see her. And Jason is, I nominated Richarlison for P of the match. The P stands for putts. Indeed. Indeed. Good to see her. Craig's not going to be happy with that. Big up to you, Craig. Big up to you.
Big up,
Brian and Ben. Good to see you, Athelston. I don't know. It should have been what's his name again? Pedro Porro should have taken that penalty.
No, Dane Scarlett should have.
No, Pedro Porro should have taken it.
Dane Scarlett. Look, the thing is with that, let's just because we're there, we couldn't take it. And I said it on We Are Tottenham TV. You look at last season in the Europa League when James Maddison was about to take a penalty.
Yeah.
Richarlison wanted it. Maddison was like, no, it's me, I'm the penalty taker. Put the ball on the spot and then realised, you know what, this guy's a bit low on confidence. Get some flack, he needs a goal. And showed whether people want to say, oh no, he showed leadership material. That was
gave the ball to Solanke.
Yeah, but but that's it. Maddison said, here you go, Richie, this will help you get this goal, blah, blah, blah. And I really do think Richarlison yesterday should have said, you know what, Dave Scarlett, you've come on, you've played very well and made an impact. You earned that penalty yourself. You're taking this. Get yourself a Champions League goal. Well, I mean, I was saying to Simeon, if Dane Scarlett had taken that penalty and scored, I think he might be in a very, very select club of players that scored in the Europa League and Champions League for their team without scoring a goal in the domestic competitions.
It's really weird to say about Dane Scarlett because I don't rate him as a player. I'm not going to hide away that I don't rate him as a player. But he's only 21. I thought Dane Scarlett was older than 21. He's still got a lot of time. He's 21 years of age. I'm comparing him to a player that I don't think is anywhere near quality. And Angus is probably going to roast me, and I'm going to cook Angus because I love cooking Angus. Ian Wright didn't start becoming a player until he was much older in his career. Dane Scarlett's only 21. He's still got a few years to be able to prove himself. He's still got a bit of a chance to prove himself. Let's have a look. If he plays like that and gets penalties, I've got no issue with him getting a chance in Premier League games. He's got to be given a chance, right?
He done more in that cameo than Richarlison's done in the last 3 games. In the last 3 games, he has done more than Richarlison. I think it comes to the point where you look at it and say, well, he had an impact. He's definitely done something well. And if we were to make a striker substitution against United and Mawani, who we'll definitely speak about, comes off, I would love to see Dane Scarlett come off the bench and see what he can do.
Yeah. I don't think the atmosphere was amazing yesterday, Shabbos. I thought I thought the atmosphere was average again. It was average until Micky van der Ven's goal. It was, but we'll talk about that because that was outrageous. But let's talk about someone I think this has been his best game. He had missed a sitter, and he basically missed 2 sitters. But as an overall player, I'm really starting to like the looking of Randall Kolo Muani. Mm-hmm. I think yesterday in spells he was excellent. I mean, for my boy Odebear, because I'm on the Odebear fan club this year. That touch that was prime Dimitar Berbatov level touches. Chased the keeper, chased, and he got the reward. Caught the ball out of thin air, lays it off to Odebear. Easy chance, didn't take the glory for himself, and it's a wonderful first goal for Odebear. That was fantastic. He was very, very good last night, wasn't he?
He was. I mean, look, he should have scored. I think the header was the easier finish than the first one, just because of his position where he was. When he went near post, he was right by the near post. So he should have done better. But what I love about him is none of our strikers can drive with the ball like he did. His work rate of coming back and defending as well, but he got better and better as the game got on. And like you said, to the touch to do that, you saw how high in the air was. But what I loved about that touch is he killed it so dead. He had time to literally turn himself and have a look to see that Odebear was coming on. A striker looking for a goal may have put that down and tried to score it. But it was wonderful play. And I must admit, I really, really, really am enjoying watching him play. I just hope now he can get the goals to go alongside it. But he definitely offers something different than Richarlison. I mean, put it this way. If Solanke was on the end of that Xavi cross, Solanke puts that on target and probably he's brilliant at heading. Yeah. And Xavi on that form, I think Solanke, with that kind of supply, will thrive. But what Randall Kolo Muani has put in a very, very good shift, and I agree with you. I love what I'm seeing from him. But a player I do want to mention, very, very importantly, and you and I can have a discussion about it because I was calling for this for a while, and obviously you were on the other side, so to speak, of it. This club, this pitch, the way we play is a million times better and more balanced when Destiny Udogie is on the pitch.
Absolutely.
He has come back, and do you know what? Fair play. I mean, I don't know if it was a general injury that he had or what broke with what happened with him and the agent was why he was out for a couple of games. But from minute 1 to minute 90, I think we're at the point now.
Well, not 90. He got subbed, didn't he? For Jake?
Oh, you know what I mean? When he went off, I think we have to look at this now and say, right, in the upcoming windows, not necessarily in January, but January come the summer, we need another left back who's naturally left-footed, and let Spence and Porro have it as competition for that right-sided place. And there'll be times where it's Porro they'll be more suited, or Spence, but not saying that they're at the quality of these 4 that were. If we can get another left back of decent quality, you're looking at the kind of strength Rose, Davies, Trippier, Walker. Not saying that they're that good yet, because they're not, but there will be 4 fullbacks that can play right, play left, and I think Destiny, from, like I said, minute 1, you could just see the difference. The difference he has on Odebear as well. He was sensational. And another thing that I think with Destiny, and big up Billy, and I'll let you come in on this one. I think the way we played as well, if you look at it when we've had Paulinho and Bentancur sitting, don't get me wrong, I still agree it doesn't work for home matches. Away matches are the big boys, you're going to need to. I think a lot of our lack of creativity and movement has come because every time Spence is running up there, and he does make great runs up there, he checks in and has to pass it sideways or backwards because he can't use his left foot or won't. And just having Destiny there, I think Bentancur and Sarr I think he has such a massive impact on the way we played, being that natural left footer?
I will talk about this. I think because we've got the arm of Graham here. You can see there's an arm.
I can see his arm. I can see his arm
here for a very long time. He's trying to hide the arm. He's trying to hide the arm, but the arm of Graham's here. The team flowed so much better with him in that. It's like the way it moved from side to side. It allowed us to really go forward. I know. Yes, chef. Yes, James. Chef de arm. We have after we talk about he moves forward, and as Tango says, he can. If we can keep him fit, and the fitness officers are going to have to really get, as they've worked wonders with Micky van der Ven. He seemed, knock on wood. On wood, his hamstrings won't go. If we can keep Udogie fit and we can really coach that into him, he can be very, very dangerous because of how tall he is, how strong he is, how quick he is. Just got to work on his final ball. But having him on the pitch makes so much space for everyone else because it drives people out of position. Because you have with Jed, he's gonna go back onto his right foot, which means all you have to do is stand. You have to stand him up, and he will turn in. Whereas we can't do that with Udogie. If if he gets on his bike, you aren't stopping him. You aren't stopping his physicality. You're not stopping his pace.
Correct. Not just that, buddy. You look at it. There was a couple of things where he turned inside. He's just a menace. He really was. And you know what? You talk about the injuries. Obviously, he's been out for a few games recently, and we thought it may have been an injury, but it also could have been they took him out of the limelight so he could deal with what apparently happened. So you're right, we do need to work on his injuries, but he had an injury pre-season, obviously then came back at Brighton and was absolutely flawless. Whether this one that he just had was a genuine injury or the club doing the right thing, say, listen, take some time with your family, sort your head out. I hope you're okay. If you need any counselling or help, we're here for you. And then brought him back in yesterday. He makes such a huge difference to the way we play.
Would you agree with that, Graham, or have you got a different thought?
Well, I always think, for me, Spence should be playing at right back anyway.
Yeah.
And I'd put Paulo further forward. In my opinion, he's not a fullback. He never will be a fullback.
Saying that, his defensive stats this year have been excellent.
Maybe so, but in the past, he's not been good.
But defending can be coached, can't it? That's the good thing about defending. You can't, as you're probably right, you can't teach someone to be able to whip a crossing perfectly. That is you can, but a lot of that is talent. With defending, it's all about positioning and partnerships and tactically managing a game properly and knowing he's going to be there, so I'll be here. But
my biggest problem that I have with Spurs at the moment, especially at home, is their movement out of the back is so slow.
Yeah, right. Romero fixes that, doesn't he? Romero is a lot quicker with moving the ball out of the back.
I think he's the actual architect of that most of the time.
Let's talk about this super chat before we go on a massive tangent, because that's what we like to do here. We talk about one thing and then talk about biscuits. That's what we like to do here. And coffee. I'll make you a coffee in a sec. We have a super chat here from Malware.
Malware.
Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. He's saying Udogie and Kolo gave us more dynamic in attack. Love Spence, but Udogie is him. Ooh, he likes him. Kolo is quality and players Xavi and Kolo slowly clicking. Yes, I would agree with you. Yes, I know it's only Copenhagen. You still got to play against them. We've played against worse teams and not clicked. As Brian said earlier, Tamworth, we should be able to beat with 5 players on it. Wolves, we've played worse teams this year, this calendar year, and not done anywhere near as good a performance as that. You still got to play them. You still got to play a good football match. So it's great to see Xavi getting a bit of confidence. Again, I know I made a laugh. About Xavi doing the Timothy Atuba flick. It's great. It's great that he's getting into his bag of tricks. It means he's confident enough to go into that bag of tricks.
Yep.
And he's showing I'm going to express myself now, because you want creative players to express themselves, because that's when they're at their best, having fun, making the little tricks, make the rainbow flick that didn't come off. I love to see that. If it comes off, it's going to be amazing. I want to see my creative players getting into their bag of tricks and showing us what they can really do. Let us know. What do you think about what Power said?
Listen, I agree with every single word. He was watching on the watch along last night and putting super chats in. Listen, I think when you look at Xavi yesterday, and the most important thing to get out of this is after the Chelsea defeat, everyone goes, let's get a resounding victory. Let's put in a great performance. Let's show some confidence. Let's show some attacking signs. Let's do this. Let's do that. So that's what they all asked for before the game. Not, oh, it's only Copenhagen, blah, 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 blah. But then when these players do it, but, oh, yeah, it's only Copenhagen. This game today or yesterday, and other teams have played crap Champions League teams, Xavi was only on the pitch for 60 minutes and he created more chances than anyone in the Champions League in a match this season. Because he had the freedom, and when they broke down, you look at Bentancur, who I will say was superb last night.
Yeah,
superb.
He was.
Breaking the lines with his passing, defending. You could see again with Destiny wide, they didn't have to worry about checking in. There was movement and space all over the pitch. What you want in your creativity, when people go, oh, we're playing boring football, it's so easy, it's so boring. But then I saw people having a go saying some of his passing was off.
Yeah.
The creative player, what you want to do, is not going to have a 100% pass success rate when he is trying to create.
Yeah.
I'd rather he was trying these passes to break the lines and put a man through rather than getting it and not knowing and feeling, oh, I'll just pass it back or whatever. His performance last night was exactly a little glimmer into what this man is capable of. Boy, 22-year-old.
Yeah.
He put in do you know what? So you look at the
first goal, Brian. That is a quality pass.
Oh, mate.
That is a quality pass.
I don't think that pass is being. I don't think that pass has been spoken about enough, brother. I honestly don't. It was a brilliant pass. You saw on the replay, Brendan Johnson's turning around to see where it is, and it just curls right into his path. He's like, you could see it, and then you look at it. You look at the brilliant touches with definitely not Dilsdale. I think they need to play alternate games, or not alternate games, but they can't play together apart from the big.
You rotate them.
Exactly.
When we play PSG in a few weeks, we will have to play both of them. We cannot. I know, but we might, if we have a bit of time, we'll talk about our man, Mr. Harry Kane. Bayern made them look like fools. Bayern, my God, how good a team are Bayern Munich.
Oh, mate, they are.
Bloody hell. But when we play PSG, we might have to play 2 6s and be a bit more difficult to beat. But that's tactical flexibility. Tactical flexibility is always good. It's always good.
Like I was saying, I was just saying with Xavi. He came on, and if you look at it, at one point him and Odegaard were getting in each other's way, but then they sort of the build up for that Kolo Muani goal. Oh, sorry, first miss was great play. But you know what? You look at that cross. When he got that ball for Kolo, he just literally stopped, pivoted, had a look, one moment, bang, on a plate.
Yeah.
He was playing so well. That is what we wanted to see him come and do. And obviously, he hasn't been showing it recently. Whether he's getting used to the Premier League, whether it's the physicality, I think he's been doing a lot better defensively than attack-minded recently. But yesterday was just a glimmer into what this man can do. And you know what? He was angry that he came off. And I can understand it. Obviously, he's playing a great game and they're down to 10 men. I mean, we'll talk about as well how Spurs absolutely went down to 10 men and still they went up.
We played better.
They went up a couple of gears. But Xavi went off after 60 minutes, looked frustrated. And I can understand why, but then I think when he sits down, he'll realise it was for the benefit of the team, yada yada.
I know people are laughing at this, and people say, "Oh, Thomas Frank is resting players too much. He's resting players." We have to fucking rest players. We've only got 15 players fit. What do you want them to do?
Look at the bench yesterday, brother. Look at the bench. There are 3 players.
Do you want to run the players into the ground so they all get injured? You're going to have to rotate them. So it's great that he's come off. He gets 30 minutes of rest, and then it'll be pressure against Manchester United at the weekend.
Exactly.
But Craig is saying, is Kane better than Bryan Hill? Let's ask this question.
Is he better than Bryan Hill?
No. No.
Oh.
It's very, very close. But Bryan Hill has got.
Apparently to you two, yeah. I mean, yeah.
No, he's not better than Bryan. Kane is not better. Is better than Bryan Hill. Kane is better than Bryan Hill. But even though Bryan Hill is basically Jimmy Greaves, Messi, and Glenn Hoddle in one footballer.
Oh dear. Oh dear. It's but yeah, listen. We have got to talk about a certain centre back, or even what made me laugh is after Van der Ven's goal, which we're going to talk about now, for Paulinho's goal, when you just saw we were breaking and you just saw Romero just up to it, mate. But listen, Micky Van der Ven, I've got a lot to say about him now. When Ange left. And before Frank came in, or whoever was appointed, but then obviously Thomas Frank, a lot of people said, you know what, one of Micky's like, if he's got one bit that he needs to improve on, it's his heading. It's his heading. And then it all came out. Is Micky Van der Ven now going to be shown up for the pace merchant that everyone thinks he is, and it's only his pace that gets him out of trouble? Well done, Thomas Frank, because the heading has improved both defensively and attack-minded. He's not getting injured. Again, substituting him, this is the time of year where he breaks down.
Yeah.
He's obviously, through Ange, did well with this part, making it on his physical medical team, changing the way that he runs.
Yeah.
My God, Micky Van der Ven, who we all love and adore, had a poor game against Chelsea like everyone else did, apart from Vicario. Yeah. But he has developed no end again under Thomas Frank, and that goal, literally, I was saying earlier, I think he picked the ball up in the exact, and I mean precise position that Jan Vertonghen passed the ball to Sonny. And he did a Forest Gump, didn't he? He just felt like running. And the only difference with the Sonny goal is Sonny kind of cut in to take the players on, where Van der Ven went out.
It's because he's left-footed.
Of course. But what I'm saying is I think the finish was a lot better than Sonny. I think the goal, because of that distance, he is just... There's no defender in the world like him. There is no defender in the world like him. And Spurs, I know they're in negotiations, and we've heard, to get him tied down. I think he signs that very, very soon. He is... What we're seeing from Micky right now is just sensational. Where's the dog? Daisy! But yeah, Micky Van der Ven has just been incredible.
Absolutely. I'm finishing Graham's coffee. I
can see that.
Multitasking.
What else?
Multitasking. Bang. Bosh.
Okay, you talk about Micky. I just want to check that Daisy's not eating the bloody...
I can't really say much more. We'll get Graham's take on it. I know you have a lot different view than I do at the stadium, but
stadium's crap.
No, as in your actual view of the pitch for Micky Van der Ven's goal.
That was fantastic goal. Fantastic.
That goal was outrageous.
Yep.
That was outrageous. That the audacity to do that. And I have this argument with Angus the entire time. And I say this, Micky van der Ven can play in any team on the planet. He could play in any team in the planet because he has the ability to do something like that. Like, if Barcelona wanted Micky van der Ven, he would get in that team. He could get in any team on the planet. It was outrageous. And I was talking about with Xavi the other day. Not Xavi. I was talking box of tricks, bag of tricks.
Yeah.
That is his trick now. Now that he doesn't have to go backwards using his pace, he can use it more positively. He can use it the way it should be, which is as a weapon. He can use that as a weapon. And when he gets up to pace, there aren't many players on the planet that can keep up with him.
Correct.
That was outrageous, and he's been doing it all season. And he gets in any team. No other player can do what he does. No player can do what he does.
Agreed. Agreed.
It's a different goal. It's a different goal.
You look at this, with what you're saying with Van der Ven again in his team, you're right, he can. Not saying that he's better than every other defender on the planet. That's not what Ben's saying. What he offers as a defender is completely unique. It's completely unique. And now he's showing that he's got goals to his game. You look at it, and there are teams that lack pace in defence or height or whatever it may be. Micky van der Ven is a one-of-a-kind defender. Yeah. Obviously, injuries have got to get better, which looks like they are, thank God. I reckon if any team could want a defender, needed a spare defender.
Yeah.
And Micky van der Ven was available, I think you'll see.
He's the epitome of Dutch total football. He could play in if Dutch wanted to play total football, he could play in any. He can play on any position in the park because his technical ability is great. And again, you can't teach that. There aren't many players in the world, and I'm talking like the likes of, it's like his strides it's like prime Gareth Bale strides. How quick he is. Once he gets up to pace, not many people can keep up with him. And to be able to have that pace, to be able to slow down and then smash it like that in the back of the net, he should be playing as a forward.
Yeah, you know what? We had talk, and we spoke about it on this channel. I think other channels have as well. Is could you see him as a left back? And obviously, I didn't want to see him at left back at all, because of the risk with his pace, with his hamstrings and whatever. But until we get one in, let's just say Destiny is suspended or whatever for one game, and when you got Kevin Danso to step in, it is an option. I don't want to see him there. But he is just showing that 6 goals this season already. And he is just on a high right now. He really is. And the sooner we get the tweet or the notification that Spurs have exciting news, and we read Micky van der Ven has penned a new whatever length of contract, will be one of the best days for this football club.
Indeed. We got another super chat from Malware. Big up to you. Another $5 super chat saying the number of times I watched that VDV go on repeat in awe, saying, "Oh my God, wow. My wife thought I was watching an inappropriate video." Big up to you. It was an inappropriate video. That was outrageous what he can do.
Football porn. It was football porn.
It was. It absolutely was.
He's a joy to watch. Big up, Fran, darling. Big up, Fran.
Exactly. It's a team. The leading Premier League, Micky van der Ven gets in Liverpool's team. Absolutely.
Right now, for sure.
Absolutely. He would have got in it last year with some of the way he would get in that team. Better than Konate. No. Hincapié can't do what Micky van der Ven can do. And I love Hincapié as a defender.
Same here. Angus, please
I've never seen Hincapié pick up the ball from his own box, take on an entire team, and then smash it in like prime Jermaine Defoe in the bottom corner.
Angus has got his blinkers on again. We've come to that time in the show where Angus has got his blinkers on. So fair play to him.
Good to see you, James Cook. Good to see
James.
you. Indeed, given the number 9 shirt, it's bonkers what he can do.
Yeah,
it's bonkers. I'll take Micky van der Ven at Chelsea.
I'll pick up on it. Yeah, see, he is sensational. He is sensational. But you know what? You look at it again, it's another clean sheet.
Yep.
Copenhagen opportunities didn't really trouble us in the grand scheme of things. But these things, clean sheet, a resounding victory at home. At home. Obviously, Manchester United, we want to see the same. And I believe we will see the same. Not saying the result, but I mean the style of football, the performance.
Scott, I'm sorry, mate. Have you seen how bad Liverpool are defending this year? Have you seen how bad they are at defending?
Starts over Canate easily.
They'd easily get in that Liverpool team this year.
100%.
It was filth. Angus, if you're calling us delusional, you're the most delusional man alive at some points.
Oh, Jesus. Joe, honestly, like I said, I cannot wait for the North London derby, and we put the first stab or nail in the coffin, because honestly, as I said, the main reason I want this victory now, and everyone knows it, is so I can have some fun with Angus. The delusion and the sheer. Listen, when I was younger, I used to go, Tottenham are the best, Tottenham are the best, Tottenham are the best. This guy's the best player in the world. This guy, because he plays for Tottenham. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Micky van der Ven, as a defender, is superb. And I guarantee that if he was able for sale, or in the last year of his contract, let's just say, there would be a queue around the ground.
There would be a queue, yeah.
So, mate, it would be unbelievable for what he offers compared to other defenders. Is you won't find another defender that does what he does. You just won't.
Our stadium should be called. We have AUs with a £2 super chat. Our stadium should be called Jekyll and Hyde. Big up to you. Big up to you. Especially with Frank's, he's showing how good he is as a defender.
Yeah.
Shows how good he is as a defender. Need to see more, Dan. I want to see him given a few more minutes, see what he can do. Perhaps in the FA Cup, we have a few games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up, Jazzy. Big up, Jazzy.
Here's a question.
Should Scarlett have taken the penalty rather than Richarlison?
100 million%. 100. Graham, I was saying, I was about to say fast forward. Rewind to last year, Maddison did exactly the same thing for Richarlison.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I mean, there's been talk saying he's an utter disgrace and should never wear the shirt again. That was way over the top. He is the penalty taker. He has got a very good record with penalties. And it wasn't the best.
Worse than Maziak?
Yes, much worse than Maziak. Sorry. I could throw another name into that scenario before your times. Is Paolo Tramezzani.
Big up Paolo Tramezzani.
I remember Paolo Tramezzani.
Awful player.
Yep.
Along with Richarlison.
What's Tango saying?
Stuart Nethercott.
He is dreadful.
Well, what's Tango saying? Sorry. Go on, read it out, Ben.
I'm hearing Scott saying that Canate pisses over that. Absolutely not. No way in hell does he piss over that. What?
Ben,
have you seen how shit Liverpool are this year at defending?
What is Tango saying? Because I can't read it.
The fact we played better with 10 men should be a light bulb learning moment for Frank. Feels like there's something to glean from that. Well, it was just...
And without Kudos.
Do you know what? Do you know what? It's good to take it because then we can now talk about Thomas Frank. Obviously, I am his number one supporter and line of defence. And like I said, the home performances haven't been good enough. There is absolutely no debate about that. But obviously, he's new in the job. He's got to get familiar with his surroundings, find the correct formula to play against certain teams. And it had been very, very static, very, very slow, laboured, lethargic passing sideways, backwards, going forward, coming all the way back. So he had to, and I'm sure the people above would have spoken to him and said, not you're under pressure or anything, but said, listen, Thomas, what we need to find some kind of way to be more progressive, to be more creative. And he would have gone into that game knowing the pressure, especially if we had drawn, whether we had got a defeat and how that ground would have been, and obviously social media and all the fans. And he made some changes. And he certainly said to Spurs, right, today you go out, big up Darren, you go out, attack, you take the shackles off and you create and express yourselves. And I think Thomas Frank looks back at that today and last night and goes, do you know what? That's what I want to see. That's the kind of movement and everything. So I think he's found the right formula to get Xavi on the ball, the balance with destiny there. Splitting Bentancur and Paulinho. Kolo Muani now being here and playing regular. Remember, he hasn't been able to play regular. He is now, since he started against Everton, which was a surprise, I was there. He did some great hold-up play. Couldn't last the whole game, but did well. Then, obviously, against Newcastle, he came off the bench and went on that run that the referee got in the way of. God knows where that would have ended up. Chelsea, we couldn't even get the ball to him. But it was frustrating. The only one that comes out well was Vicario. Yesterday, we got to see glimpses of what Kolo Muani can offer Tottenham Hotspur. He's done it at Juventus. He's done it where he's been. Everything you see, those Spurs lads go into training today for the warm down and whatever, and they will be feeling super positive with that performance, super positive with the way they played. And it literally will breed confidence that, yeah, do you know what? We can do this. And I think we see it against Manchester United.
I hope so, Aki. I hope so. It's a learning curve. It's still very early days. They're going to have to learn. But as I've said many times, they're having to relearn the fundamentals of football.
Correct.
And they're learning the fundamentals of football. It takes a long time to get it right.
Yeah.
Football fans expect amazing football quickly. Like, again, I'm calling you out, Angus, because I love you, buddy. How long did it take for Arsenal to look this good? 4 years it's taken you to look this good.
Yep.
4 years. And Spurs fans, it's not even a call out. It's calling out Spurs fans, but calling out Angus. It's two birds, one star, cooking you lot. Spurs fans are expecting amazing stuff. It's taken Arsenal 4 years to look this good. 4 years and £1.4 billion. And they're expecting Spurs to be free-flowing, attacking, perfect football within 10 games. It's madness. It's total madness. But it's good to see there are some bright spots. There are still things we need to work on, but that takes time. We need a lot of money spent on our front line. There's a lot of money spent on our front line because it's still not good enough. And especially if we're going to be playing 3 games a week in some cases, because we will be playing 3 games in a week very, very soon with the Christmas period coming.
Yep.
It's going to take a while.
I just need to say as well, now, the players I'm about to mention, I am not comparing any Spurs player to them before Angus goes off his rocker and reads too much into it, or other players that have come into this league. But if people will remember, Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry from Arsenal starting off did not set the ground running straight away, especially Bergkamp. It took him a little while. But then once he got going, he showed the world-class talent and ability he is. Same with Thierry Henry. There are players that come to this league that do not set it alight immediately. They have all the talent in the world to do it, but whether it be the language barrier, whether it be the changing culture, whether it be getting used to the team dynamics, the manager, whatever, they didn't get off to the greatest start. Now, I'm not comparing them in the slightest to anyone at Tottenham, but players come into this division, do not set the world alight, and then straight away something clicks. They get their first goal, their first assist, whatever it may be, and then look at De Gea at Manchester United.
Yeah.
started off abysmally, then had 6-7 seasons where he was absolutely untouchable.
Yeah.
This is what
perfect example. Luka Modric.
Yeah, Luka Modric. So yeah, this one, see, I can say it again, he said it took only 11 games. Well, let's look at what Xavi's doing. Xavi has put in his game, I think that's game 11 or 12. Now let's see what he does. But when people go on about this, everyone thinks straight away they're going to settle in like an Ian Wright did at Arsenal straight away, like a Jurgen Klinsmann or Rafa van der Vaart did, like other players that have gone to teams, like an Asprilla or what's his name? What was the guy? Papa Cisse. Papa Cisse at Newcastle when he was with Denver Bar, who scored goal of the season after like literally every week. Some players go in and it clicks bang straight away. It doesn't happen. It does not happen with every player, and it's just ridiculous when fans are doing this. It's just madness.
It's people expecting, like with Van der Vaart, I'm going to be a bit slightly harsh on him because we were a decent team and Van der Vaart was up there coming from Real Madrid, one of the best teams in the world. So he immediately upped the level. So there's no wonder why he came in and was amazing straight away. But it's...
Well, Jurgen Klinsmann.
Jurgen Klinsmann wasn't levels above. It was levels above what we were.
Yeah, but Ben, there's been players of that level that have come to the Premier League, not Tottenham, and they haven't settled it. So when you talk about Jurgen Klinsmann, when you talk about Rafa van der Vaart, Rafa van der Vaart came in. Just remember, he was at Real Madrid, but he was hardly playing.
Yeah.
Falling out of the manager, hardly playing, couldn't get into the Galacticos, came. The second he came into this football club, it was like hand in glove. It was like, bang, off we go. Because he had everything around him. He had Peter Crouch to play off of, and everything clicked.
And and football fans need to stop this because football fans are idiots half the time. Like all the people that are saying, oh, Florian Wirtz, flop, flop, flop. Look how well Florian Wirtz played against Real Madrid, one of the best teams in the world. He was class last night. And the amount of people saying, look how good Florian Wirtz was against Real Madrid. It takes time. It takes time for people to know their teammates, learn their surroundings, new language. Look how good he was yesterday. It takes time. Things aren't instant.
With Liverpool,
he was so bad. Gareth Bale was so bad that he had to be substituted in on the 93rd minute so he could get rid of his losing streak.
Yeah, Gareth Bale was a teenager just breaking through. So that's a little bit. But I will say, when people talk about Florian Wirtz, if there's anyone, and he is getting a bit of flack, Isaac should have gone to Liverpool and settled in immediately. There was no excuses. You know the Premier League. You've lived in England for a long time. Language was never a problem. Yeah. You are an absolute superb finisher. Or was for Newcastle. You've just moved a little bit further down south compared to being right up north. He should have come into Liverpool. Yeah. Like we said, if you want to do it this way, and gone right here we go, just like Etitike has. Etitike's coming.
He's quality. That player.
He's coming in. But Isaac had gone to Liverpool. Yes, he didn't have a pre-season, and yes, because of all the, he's still a Premier League star. He's still an elite athlete that keeps himself in good condition. But you look at it, players come in and go to different clubs. It doesn't work straight away. I don't get me wrong. I think once they gets a goal, that's it. It'll be terrorising defenders. But he hasn't settled in well, and he's got no excuses for not settling in well.
Indeed. We got another super sticker from Marius. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Hope you're staying safe. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well.
Always good to see you.
With a super stat, big up to you, buddy. Yep, I think we are missing Dejan Kulusevski. I'm a, as you know, KDL all the way. Ronaldo's first season, 4 goals, 4 assists. Bingo.
I mean, again, teenager, but obviously Xavi's 22. It doesn't automatically click. It doesn't happen with every single transfer. And thankfully, he's come into a club and these players, well, obviously they're getting used to Frank as well. So for the players that are at the club before these signings, it's all new to them as well. They're all learning at the same time this season. Come next season or January, the players that are there now have had 6 months with Thomas Frank and will know the general setup or the tinkering or the different formations. It's going to take time. But like I said, Thomas Frank will have nothing but my unrivaled support, belief, trust, confidence that he will get us firing. And like I said, we're looking at it, we're sixth in the league, best away form in the country. Home form drastically has to change, but as I put a tweet out, we are 6 defeats away from matching Arsenal's record at the Emirates since it's been there. And they've been there 19 years. They've been there 19 years, and we've lost 6 less games than them, which will obviously change and get closer. That is not Antonio. I'm sorry. That is not Thomas Frank, who's just had a. That's not. It's Ange Postecoglou. It's Nuno. It's it's Jose, and it's Antonio Conte. Thomas Frank can only build on it, given the time, which he'll get. He will get it right. He will get us firing. And when we get a couple of his players in January, hopefully it's a couple, things will change drastically. And what we saw yesterday is a very, very good step in the right direction to see what Tottenham Hotspur Football Club can do under this man.
Indeed. We haven't even had a chance to talk about Brennan Johnson's red card. I thought, what did you think of that? After watching that game with Chelsea at the weekend and 2 of those tackles, which were absolutely straight red cards, both those tackles, the Bentancur one on James and the one on Benton, both of those were straight red cards. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. Both of them were straight reds. I thought it was a bit. I understand why it was given. It was a bit innocuous, wasn't it, Aki? It was very harsh, wasn't it? I thought it was harsh. So
look, first of all, the thing you've got to look at is, first of all, when we saw it, I was like, "Oh, Brennan, you've been a naughty boy." Now, if you look at it, there was absolutely no reason for him to make that tackle. You're 2-0 up. Yeah. You're winning the game. You're in the middle of the pitch. There's no threat. Then you look at the game. Sorry, you look at the incident. He makes the tackle, and obviously his studs are showing, which is always a big problem. And then if you look at it, and I've looked at this a lot of times, if people go back and look at it, if they haven't seen what I saw, as Brennan Johnson is sliding, I don't think there's any malice in it whatsoever. But as the Copenhagen player is running, he literally, through no fault of his own, because he ran in that direction. If he had stayed straight,
yeah, he would have got
that stud and that challenge doesn't even touch him. It may be looked at reckless and may have got a yellow card for making that challenge, but he ran into him. I can totally see why it went to VAR. I can totally see why it can be looked at as a red card. It can also be looked at Brennan was stupid for doing that.
There was an actual attempt to play the ball, though, was it? He was trying to win the ball. It's not as if you look at the Diaz foul, that was a red card. That was a disgusting tackle from Luis Diaz. Cheers, Athelston, for that was a disgusting tackle. You could see Hakimi's ankle, the way his ankle moved under them, and he was off the floor as well. Yeah, it was so innocuous. It was such a needless tackle to make. So I understand why it was given. I thought it was an I think it was would you say it's an orange card rather than a red card?
Yes.
Because you see why it was given, but I
don't see any reason why it was given at all. I just thought that was it was a tackle, but it wasn't a red card.
It wasn't. There was no malice in it.
At worst, that was a yellow card all day long.
Yeah. Hadn't seen it till just never. Well, it's whatever you think, but I thought it was quite harsh. It was quite harsh.
I think what you got to look at it as well is we're in the day and age right now where if you go into a challenge of any type and your studs are showing, then you're running the gauntlet. You're kind of asking for trouble. I think what did it as well, when you look at it, the first thing the referee sees when he goes to the VAR screen is the freeze frame of the tackle on the studs. That's what he sees. He sees the studs, and then he starts watching the replays. But when you see that freeze frame of the studs there, it looks like an awful challenge. But like I said, that the Benson call one against Chelsea was vile. That was a
really bad tackle from Benson.
How VAR did not go over to the screen for that one and say, right, listen, you need to take a look at that, is one thing. It absolutely blew my mind. Brennan didn't need to make that challenge. Brennan was actually playing well or better than normally. And that is a dampener on a good performance for him. He shouldn't have made that challenge, but it is what it is now. But he's out for 3 games.
Yeah. Hopefully he learns from this. Hopefully he learns from it.
Exactly. You don't make that mistake again.
They're never going to overturn that.
No, I don't think it will. I don't think it will. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time trying to do it.
And if you fail your appeal, you can actually be given another game ban, isn't it?
I don't know if it's the same with the Champions League, but yeah, right with the Premier League.
I thought he's got already when he was. Yeah, once you slow anything down, yes, indeed. With that tackle, Hakimi is missing the Spurs game. That's a big miss for Paris Saint-Germain when we play them.
Yeah.
Indeed, Tango was an excellent goal. It was an excellent goal. It was a brilliant ball in behind for him to run, and he took on his man. Johnson has started taking his man on finally. It's about bloody time. We've seen now, and he's finally taking on his player. But
you know what? Whatever the goalkeeper was doing, which was just madness. I said to Tim, when they do the player ratings today, they need to put the Copenhagen goalkeeper in and give him 2 assists. So he's just score high. And it is mad. The first 3 goals we scored in the Champions League at home have all been goalkeeper blunders. I mean, nothing looked quite like the first one against Villarreal. But he takes the goalkeeper on who was in no man's land, and he's in a tight position. He's got hit that first time. He gets it on target. And the one thing Brennan Johnson does give you is goals. And if he can learn to take on his man, like I said, he's getting more confident. Do I think we still need better? Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's 2. We have the final thing to talk about, because I need to stop ripping the settee open from underneath. There's big talk about Kudus yesterday.
Yeah.
And saying, do you know what? Against Newcastle, where we played great attacking football in some parts, obviously the build-up was good, but the finish, because there's no one up top. With Kudus being out, you can look at it one of 2 ways. Do you look at that team and go, my God, put Kudus on that team and on a plane, I'm licking my lips at that because he can do major damage? Or, because Kudus has been the main supplier, have we been over-relying on him and everything goes through him, so everything's going down the right? Because if you look at it yesterday, everything went down the left, or a majority. Now, I'm not saying Kudus needs to be out of the team, because I think he's a wonderful player. But I think we've seen that without having Kudus there, we weren't over-reliant on him, and it allowed other players to do what they do. So I'm more of the opinion that if we can get Kudus playing like he did at the beginning, like he did against Burnley and Man City, in this setup, with Mawani, it could be incredible. But we'll see, because if he starts against United, which I think he will, then we've got to look at how do we play.
With Kolo Muani looking like he's starting to prosper, with Xavi looking like he's starting to prosper, there's going to be more players that are going to benefit. One of the good things about Kudus, and I totally get what you're saying, he drags people away because people double up on him. If people double up on him, that'll give us more space for someone like Xavi Simons to exploit, for Kolo Muani to be able to run in that space. So it's a double-edged sword. He's got to play better. Kudus needs to be a bit more simple rather than trying to take on the entire team.
Correct.
We're going to have to see. It's still early. Early. A couple more players bought in January, hopefully.
Correct.
And hopefully we see some better players. We haven't even got a chance, because we're going to end the show in a minute. We haven't even got a chance to talk about my boy Odeberg getting his first goal. Big up.
Listen, with every single game, he's looking like against Monaco. Some of the stuff he did was very, very good. Just his final ball and his delivery. And yesterday, and I'll tell you one thing and another thing, sorry. He is a completely different player when Destiny's playing alongside him. Completely different. Yes, he needs to work on his finish. Or not, the finish was laid on a plate for him. He's got to work on his final ball. But you know what? He's getting more and more confident to be direct and take his player on. Does he need to improve and work on his final ball? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he does. But he is starting to show.
All we're asking for is improvement. All we're asking for is improvement, and he is improving.
Exactly that.
Game by game, he is improving, which is great.
Exactly that.
And big up to him for getting a goal as well, because we want to see our players getting goals. And
Correct.
as you said, with Destiny going on that outside, that's creating that little pocket of space for him to have a bit more of a chance. And it was even really good. I think 1 or 2 times in the game, Destiny actually inverted. You know how much I despise inverted fullbacks. But when Destiny went inside, Odeberg, because he can play out on that wide, there was no lack of balance because he would go in and he would go out. So it really, really works. So even if the two of them need to strike up a partnership, hopefully Odeberg becomes a quality player, because I was first. We'll see, but hopefully he gets better. Who's a better shot? Courtois. But on that note, everyone, that is the end of the show here. We will be back as Tottenham on tour on Friday before the Manchester United game, and we will be back on the Coffee Company tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. But thanks for watching today's show. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And as always, if you smell what the Kauff is brewing, take it away, Aki.
I will do. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We have been a bit inconsistent, and that is down to me and me only. With being busy and then not being well. So thank you for the support. Bear with us. We will get back to regular streaming times. I will say, I am going to close the Frank therapy session for all the Frankaholics until Friday. I will say, Thomas, Frank, Thomas, Frank, all hail Princess Vivian, all hail Princess Vivian, and as always, Levy's gone.
Ciao for now.
Tottenham talk.